Today we're making flourless egg white keto bagels. Let's go. Now, I better actually introduce myself today because the last time that I appeared on camera when I was covering for Mel, I forgot to do that and I ended up with the name Mr. Mel, which I don't necessarily mind. It's one of the better names I've been called. Oh, I was also called Eye Candy. Thank you, Mrs. Henderson. So, my name is Chris and I am Mel's husband, and the idea behind me being here today, it's kind of like cooking for dummies. Mel set me a challenge to see if I could take one of her recipes, have a bit of a play around with it and come up with something, either a little bit different take on it or something new altogether. And I think that I've done that today. She said, if you can do it, anybody can do it. What she actually said was, we need an idiot to test this. So here I am. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the bread recipe that we released a couple of videos ago, and there's links to those here if you wanna go and check those out. I'm gonna take that recipe and basically halve it and make bagels. So without further ado, let's get into the recipe now. All right, so in a big mixing bowl, we have got 128 grams of peanut butter, a pinch of salt or a quarter teaspoon of salt, 8 grams of sweetener and 8 grams of baking powder. Or is that sweetener and baking powder? I don't know. They're 8 grams each anyway. And to that, we are gonna add 145 grams of egg whites, which is 4 egg whites or 3 whole eggs. And then we grab Sir Mix-a-Lot and we mix all that together until it's nice and smooth. Cue the music and here we go. Now, about halfway through the mixing process, and you can see I've made a reasonable mess of it here, just grab a spatula and scrape down the sides of the bowl like so, because you want to make sure that everything is mixed in properly. So scrape it all down like that and then mix it again. And when you're done with the mixing machine or the hand mixer or whatever it's actually called, just give it a final mix by hand just to make sure that you've got all of the lumps out, and it also helps to reduce some of the air bubbles in there as well. That's a pretty good consistency, I think. Yep, we're ready to rock and roll. Right, so moving along swiftly, what I've actually got here is a donut pan, but it's going to work perfectly for bagels, I reckon, with all my expertise in cooking. And I've coated it with some 0-calorie cooking spray. Well, it's 0 calories per spray, so what it kind of does is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, anyway, you get the picture. So coat it nicely and then we're going to spoon the mixture in next. So there we are, guys. Everything is in, and now I'm just taking one of these little cake decorating gizmos and smoothing everything off a little bit so that it kind of comes out nice. Right, let's get it in the oven. So set your ovens at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. Cover this with foil and we're going to cook it for 10 minutes. Then take it out, turn it around and cook it for a further 10 minutes so we get an even bake. And now for the moment of truth. Here we go, guys. Looks pretty damn good to me. Now what we need to do now is to put these back into the oven for a further 5 minutes uncovered, and it's just going to brown them off nicely. So see you in 5 minutes. And voila, there we go. To me, they look pretty good. I'll give myself an A for effort at least. I'm going to let these cool down completely and then we're going to cut some open and have a look inside. I feel like this is a recipe for disaster, but let's see how we go. Oh, okay. Good old non-stick cooking spray. Looks like they're going to come out quite easily. Oh my god, I didn't wreck a single one. They're not quite perfectly cool, but I can't wait any longer. I have to get into one of these. Look at this texture. They are nice and soft and springy. And I'll turn one over. And now I'm going to cut into one. And while I'm doing, I'm going to try and not be awkward here, but while I'm doing this, I did just want to say, I've made these plain, so I haven't put any toppings on them or anything in them. And no, I'm not going to cut my finger, don't worry. There we are. Have a look at the inside. That texture is perfect, I think. And what I wanted to say was, I made these plain, but don't be afraid to experiment. Like, put some nuts in here, put some chocolate chips, bit of banana extract. We had somebody make a banana and chocolate chip bread with the recipe we released the other day. Add some sesame seeds on top or your favorite seasonings. Experiment and go crazy. You can also substitute the peanut butter that I used in these for a nut butter of your choice. So there we go, guys. Keto flourless egg white bagels made by an idiot. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. So get in there and start cooking, and don't be afraid to share with us. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Share your pictures with us or drop a comment down below and let us know how it goes. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and be well.